Hey there, good looking. Grab your TRX or whatever suspension trainer you own, and let's hit the lower body with this workout. I'm also going to demo during the warm-up on how to adjust our straps. You see, certain exercises require different lengths of the straps. We just can't keep them at the same length and get the same results with the exercises. So I'm going to teach you so that you are a pro by the time we're done. All right, let's go get warmed up. Okay, let's start by learning how to adjust the straps of the TRX, and then we'll flow through a quick warm-up and move into the workout. So when we have the straps at the markings here on your TRX, they call that mid-length. That's going to do us for a lot of the exercises. However, for legs, especially as well as core, we do need them lengthened. So I want you to place your hands behind the metal adjustment, pull the metal clips down halfway, not all the way, with your thumbs, and then lengthen. There you go. So this is where we would have them for some of the leg drills, some of the core moves. Now, sometimes I'm going to ask you to have your TRX straps so that they're just mid-calf, at which point you would adjust accordingly. Now, to get them back up to mid-length, use one at a time this time. Pull that buckle down, hand is behind, pull the strap, and pull up. Do the other side. Okay, so let's try that one more time because we're going to be moving through some moves where you do have to adjust the TRX and you'll only have 20 seconds to do it. Where do we start? Hands behind the clamps. Thumbs on the top. Pull them down halfway, not all the way. Lengthen. Pull back up. All right. If you don't have it, I want you to push pause and practice a couple of more times, okay? Let's get in the hips here. I want you to step forward with the right leg, left hand on the ground, right elbow to ground, and then up and rotate. That back leg is strong, pressing the heel behind you. This front knee and ankle are lined up. Let's do two more. Last one. Excellent. Step back. Left foot beside left pinky, elbow to ground as best you can, and rotate and look up. Last three. One more. Excellent. Come on up. Your straps at mid-length. Position yourself lined up with the anchor point, feet shoulder width apart, push the hips, rear arms go forward, drive up. Now we're going to keep the arms fairly straight through this and just have this movement come through our hip joint, feeling a really nice dynamic stretch in the hamstrings while we warm up that area in addition to the glutes. Last four. One more. Elbows under shoulders, step back, assisted alternating reverse lunge. Now, depending on how your knees are feeling, you might take it all the way to the mat, or you may take just a micro bend, stepping behind. Do what's going to feel best for the joint. When we're working with the TRX, we want to keep ourselves lined up with our anchor point. Let's do two more. One more. And shake it out. All right, our first series of moves are going to continue to get us warmed up. We have 40 seconds of work. We've got 3 different groupings or 3 different circuits to do. Let's get elbows under shoulders, feet shoulder width apart, drop the bum down into assisted squat. Try to get as low as you can and then drive up. So we're trying to get past thighs parallel to the floor with this. And then we've got the TRX to help pull ourselves back up if we need to use our arms a little bit more. But our focus here is really pushing through those heels, driving ourselves up to a stand, working into the legs. Once again, we are lined up with that anchor. When we come up, our elbows are nice under the shoulders. So if you're too far back, you may feel that you have to reach for the TRX. So let's have those elbows lined up with the shoulders, and that'll give you a good position. 2 more. Let's do 1 more. Excellent. Right leg on the ground. Stay where you are. We're taking that left leg coming up, pressing the leg behind us, and then coming back. Left leg never touches the ground. Try to aim for that for the full 40 seconds. All right, here we go. One-legged deadlift. Let's go. Softness in that right leg. Gaze. Once you've seen me, I just want you to look straight ahead. Help yourself out for your balance. We want to hinge forward so that back leg and upper body are parallel with our ground as best we can. Feeling that in that right glute and hamstring. Using the straps to help balance ourselves. So for each circuit, we have 2 sets before we move on to a new circuit. Let's do one more here. Woo! All right, shake out that leg. We've got the other leg, and that's our first circuit done, and we'll go back to the squat. So find something stationary to stare at. Lift that right foot off the ground. Guide the arms forward, right leg back, softness in the left knee. Drive the knee forward. Do it again. Breathe out as we're extending. Flex that foot, driving that heel to the wall behind you. One more. Bravo. Elbows under shoulders. So again, we can feel the TRX is not pulling us forward or back. We're standing upright, but elbows are under shoulders. Feet wider than shoulders. Toes slightly turned out. Drop it down, hips to ground, drive up, push through the heels. Once you see me, let's look up at that anchor. Knees are going to track with the second toe. It's a great workout to do with no shoes too. Now, maybe we can pick the tempo up, right? We've done a set of these. We understand the movement now. We're warm. Give it a try. Good way to increase the intensity. Add a few more reps in this 40-second interval. If you have a hard time getting depth out of your squats, this is a great tool for you. Let's do one more. Excellent. Right leg center of your mat now. Softness in that right thigh, right knee, pardon me, and extend the left leg back. Arms go forward, knee drives up. Do it again. Breathe out, extend. Flex that foot. That left heel trying to stamp the wall behind you. Again, I urge you not to let that left foot hit the ground. I want you to find your balance, and then work on it. One more. Whew. All right, shake out that working leg. We got the other side, okay? So now get that left leg center of your mat. You are still centered to that anchor point. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Hinge. Press that right heel to the wall behind you. Breathe out, extend. I wish I had sound on for this whole room because my dog is behind the curtain there snoring. If she's still doing it when we're done, I'll bring the camera in so you can see her. Almost there. We're moving on to a new circuit. Let's do 2 more here. 1 more. Woo. All right, we're taking it back to that right leg. Elbows are under shoulders. We're standing upright, so I don't want you to lean back, okay? You're upright. Let's lift the left knee up and now trail this left leg behind us, almost like a curtsy lunge, but we're not going to touch the ground with the toe and then drive the knee up. So they call this a crossing balance lunge. So balance is being challenged. So once you've seen me, I want you to focus your eyes on something stationary ahead of you there. We're guiding the back knee and foot to hit the ground if you're able to, but not planting. It's just kind of kissing at the ground. And then we drive up and push up with that right leg. Really hitting into the glutes on this guy. The straps are there to assist us if we need that help. Right here tends to be a sticking point time, right near the bottom there. All right, so readjust. Anchor is straight ahead. Elbows under shoulders. Let's take the right knee up, cross it over, and then drive up. Now we cross the leg over. However, we're keeping that planted foot and knee and hip straight ahead. Balancing. Now after this is where we're going to have to lengthen the TRX straps so that the bottom of your foot cradle, that's the fabric end here, underneath of what we're holding on to, is mid-calf, okay? So hopefully you practice because we got 20 seconds and we also have to get set up in the exercise once we get them adjusted. Let's do 2 more here. 1 more. Whew. All right. TRX. There we go. So mid shin. Then come on down, grab onto the TRX foot straps with 2 fingers. Lie down, pull the knees into the chest, and secure the ankles on. Arms down by the side, feet under the TRX. 90-degree bend in the knees. Hip press, drive the hips up. Pushing those heels into your TRX and really feeling those hamstrings. And then let's get a little glute involvement and squeeze the glutes. Now, if this is too hard, you move closer to the TRX. Okay, this is the only exercise where when you move in, it makes the move a little easier. Typically, especially for upper body, the closer under the TRX anchor you are, the harder the move. But in this instance, under the TRX makes it a little easier. Now, when we're done, we need to stand right here. Okay? Readjust those straps. And elbows under shoulders. Left knee up. All right, crossing balance lunge, go. How'd you do with that? Once you master how to lengthen the TRX, that really is going to open up a world of opportunity for you with workouts and exercises. Not many of us on video will do a ton of adjusting because it is a pain in the butt. But there is so much we can do. They just need to be adjusted. Oh, this is a good one for that right leg, isn't it? Woo! Let's do 2 more here. Push through that right heel. 1 more. Drive up. Shake out that leg. All right, set up again. Elbows under shoulder. Body's lined up with our anchor. Now let's get right knee up. Find something to stationary for our balance and float the leg behind us. Drive the knee up. Do it again. Think about an exhale as we drive up to stand. That's the hard part. Once again, maybe using your straps a little bit to help you with that sticking point. 10 seconds, we lengthen them. So the bottom of your foot cradle is mid-calf. Let's do 1 more here. All right, so TRX is hanging directly underneath. Now you lengthen. Grab onto the foot cradles. 2 fingers each side. Bring the TRX out wide. Bring your knees underneath the anchor and then knees to chest. Arms down by your side. Flex the feet. Drive the hips. Final exercise for circuit 2. Moving into the final circuit next. And we'll actually stay in this position. Keep the feet flexed. That's going to help you keep the TRX foot cradles around the back of your ankle. And they're high up on my ankle. They're about where the top of my shoe is. Time. Now, straighten the legs and position yourself so that the feet are right underneath your anchor. Arms are down by your side. Softness in the knee. Drive the hips up. And now drive one knee in and the other knee in. Keeping the bum off the mat the entire time. So working into a hamstring curl here. It may not look like it, but I do have the hips off the ground. This one's tough, so this is as high as I can go. So that stands to reason. If you need to modify, drop the bum on the ground and bring the knee in, keeping the hips down. We stand after this. Whew. All right. Now I've opted to keep the TRX at this length for our next exercise. Typically we would have it at mid-length. All right. Elbows under shoulders. Actually, I need to go mid-length because I'm actually going to be out of frame. You can keep yours where it is, where they are. Elbows under shoulders, so walk back until that happens. Extend one leg out. Drop the hips, go into a one-legged squat. Now see how far you can go. You can always kickstand and drive up using that other leg or use the arms. Now we are alternating one leg squat. Body is lined up with the anchor. Good job. You may notice one leg's a little easier to press back up again. So now you know your dominant leg tends to be opposite of your dominant arm. Let's do one more. Whew. All right, anchors behind us now. Arms are in front and they're just below the shoulders. From this position, step forward with the left leg for a lunge, and while we do, bring the arms up. Now you may need to adjust yourself because I want your arms to try and go right above your shoulders. So I'm walking forward a bit more to get myself, there we go, in position. Back knee comes down as deep as it feels comfortable. So if you've got some sensitivity in the knees, maybe you're keeping that back leg straight and working on the core that's being used to bring the arms up and that front leg. This is the third move of the series. We go back to those hamstring curls. One more of each move. And then we're done. All right, so if you did shorten yours like me, remember, hands behind the metal clasp, lengthen, foot handles, pardon me, are mid-calf, 2 fingers, pull the knees in, straighten the legs, toes under anchor, bum up, drive one knee. If you want to make it harder, drive both knees. Once again, hips on the ground if you just aren't able to hold this bridge position. You will feel it in your calf. There's no doubt that little muscle in the lower leg is working on this too. But we also have a ton of other good stuff happening in what we call your posterior chain. Breathing, Pressing through those straps. Time. All right. If you want to join me in going back to mid-length, you can. And mid-length on the TRX is always indicated with a yellow line. Elbows under shoulders. Line yourself up with that anchor. Left foot kicks out. Now let's lower down as deep as we can. Drive up through that right heel, other leg. Drive up. Take it at a depth that you're able to get back up again with. Remembering though that you do have the assistance of your straps. So challenge yourself. This one gets the heart rate up too, doesn't it? One more. Whew. All right. TRX is behind us. Set up, hands just below the shoulders. And then from there, we may need to readjust. Let's start with the left foot. Step it a good stride forward. Lift the arms up. Lunge, arms lower. We're moving through the shoulders on the upper body. You might have a slight bend in the elbow. That's fine. And again, you take that depth of your lunge, whatever feels best for the knee. Pushing ourselves back, stepping forward and back, hip width apart. And we're done. Bravo, you. Grab a quick sip of water. We're going to stretch out a little bit. Whew. All right. We'll start with a couple of standing stretches. Have your straps lined up with your anchor. Your body, grab onto your straps, your body's lined up with your anchor. Push your hips rear, drop down, and just lengthen through the side of the body as well as the back of the legs. Ears are beside the arms. Gaze is just at the top of your mat. Come on up. Hold on to the straps for some balance. Bring the heel to the bum. Drive the knee back and then squeeze the hips forward. Get into the quad. Nice job. Next week, I'm releasing a quick little upper body TRX workout. So once we've completed that, I'll link the two up. But subscribe to the channel if you're here on YouTube so that you can be alerted when that one gets released. All right, other side. Heel to bum, take a look, grabbing onto foot, shoe, back of pant leg, and then knee back, squeeze the hips forward. And release. Last one for the hip flexor. Let's get the left knee on the ground, right foot out. Lunge forward slightly, and then here, I want you to tighten up that left glute. That's going to help us release the psoas a bit more. Inhale, left arm straight up. Exhale, lean away. If you're watching on Over 50 Fitness and you enjoy the TRX, I want you to check out Tamara's 7-day challenge with the TRX. It's a great series. In addition to all the other TRX ones that I've released, you can find those under our equipment playlist. Now let's take this arm that's above us, slowly circle it behind the body. Really slow, it just gives a nice stretch into the shoulder and pec. Awesome, other side. Lunge forward. Now I want you to tighten that right glute. Help release that psoas. Inhale, right arm straight up. Exhale, lean away. So we're trying to pull bottom rib and hip away from each other. And now let's circle that arm behind us nice and slow. We call this the PJ special. I do it every workout. And release. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to reading your comments down below. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and we will see you next workout. Bye. I'm also going to demo during our warm-up how to adjust the straps on your TRX. You see, you need certain lengths to hit different yeah.